5 years ago, someone came to me, a very special person in my life, came to me and showed me this symbol, and that symbol was a pyramid with an eye.
Talk with David, talk with David, talk with David who? Talk with David, talk with David, talk with David. Geriatric 1927.
Hello, welcome to A Talk with Dave and Geriatric 1927. So you've gone from number one most subscribed on YouTube for quite a long time, a few years ago, a couple of years ago. And then you've moved on to the Zimmers, which got a number 26 single in the charts and had phenomenal success. So, I mean, I'm really wondering, with all this and your TV appearances on Richard and Judy and Graham Norton, where all this is going to end?
That's the big question, isn't it? I have no idea, but it's very exciting to think about it. And as far as the Zimmers are concerned, I think there's a lot more happening in the very near future for them, and hopefully including me.
So, I mean, did you have any idea that the Zimmers would pick up so much success? I mean, you just as a vlogger is one side of the coin. You picked up a lot of media attention just from uploading your first video. And then along with that, the Zimmers, because they were making a breakthrough in the music industry, really picked up a lot of attention as well. So did you have any idea this is how it would go?
No idea at all. When the idea of forming a so-called rock band by us old people was put to me, I thought it was crazy, but it all turned out well. And of course there was a wonderful video that accompanied the song.
People try to put us down, talking about my generation, just because we get around, talking about my generation, things they do look awful cold, talking about my generation, I hope I die before I get old, talking about my generation.
Abbey Road Studios and all sort of top class stuff, but I had no idea that it would lead to what it has led to.
Why don't you all fade away? Talking about my generation. Don't try to dig what we all say. Talking about my generation. I'm not trying to cause a big sensation. Talking about my generation. I'm just
And you did the photo at the Abbey Road Studios, you know, the infamous Beatles walking across the zebra crossing. What was that like to be following in the footsteps?
Well, of course, it was wonderful to be in those studios and walking down corridors with pictures of all the famous people who'd been there before, and walking across the crossing, of course. It was a cold March day, I think, and we'd all stood outside for so long, and they kept bringing tea to us to keep us alive, and many of us walked backwards and forwards across the crossing as they held up the London traffic.
So, I mean, you released your first single, which was very successful, and you also released a video of the Prodigy Firestarter song,
Yes.
which was quite fun to watch.
Yes.
But I mean, what's next? Have you got another single lined up?
Well, I'm not too sure. I have done my own song, which will go onto the album, and originally it was said that it would go on the B-side of Alf's Firestarter single, but I don't think that will happen now. Alf's Firestarter single should be released on August the 25th, I think it is, and the album will be released at some later date, and that will include my own song that I've contributed to the album.
That's been a life-changing experience. Would you owe anything to YouTube from all this?
Oh, of course, yes, absolutely, because only through being on YouTube did I have contact from the media, which of course in the early days was pretty horrendous, and I didn't accept any of it, but eventually I did, and through that, of course, having contact with BBC producers and presenters, the Zimmers came from that, from a program that I was involved in with the BBC. But of course that only became possible because of being on YouTube.
And it's funny you should say about this TV work, because I remember reading a comment recently on YouTube. I remember reading a comment recently on YouTube where someone said, "When are we going to see you do a voiceover for?"
Well, actually, that's quite interesting because I'd love to do that. Actually, only fairly recently, somebody who does an advert for a company I really am not going to name, came to interview me, and they told me that the voiceover was going to be done by Jeffrey Palmer, who of course I like and we all like, and he's very well known, and I expect he gets paid thousands of pounds for doing it. And I said, well, I could do it cheaper than that, but they didn't take me up on it. No. But yes, I would like to do a voiceover of is there anybody out there we could
So it's an audition. Anyone watch? Yeah. Well, it's such a courageous story, because I know you get stereotypes, and I get stereotypes of older people sort of being closed and things, and it's not true, because I know, well, you're a prime example, but you lead a very lovely life here in the heart of Derbyshire, and it's been great to meet you today. Geriatric.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. He died a few years ago, a couple of years ago I think now, I don't know.
Well, obviously my time here on Earth. When I'm old and wise, better word. That's it really, and sort of in conclusion, I will say my possibly final goodbye, so goodbye.
He died a few years ago, a couple of years ago I think now, I don't know. He died a few years ago, a couple of years ago I think now, I don't know. He died a few years ago, a couple of years ago I think now, I don't know. He died a few years ago, a couple of years ago I think now, I don't know. 5 years ago someone came to me, a very special person in my life, came to me and showed me this symbol, and that symbol was a pyramid with an eye.